Yo, what's up, guys? This is your man, OA4. And now we're going to talk about the thing that's near and dear to my heart. You know what that is? It's called gear. So over the next few episodes, we're going to break down all the gear that you will need to play MagFed Paintball, or even paintball in general. I don't know. I think MagFed is probably a little different than normal paintball. We'll jump into that. Hold on. Let me go ahead and get the system loaded. Give me a second. Get the system loaded up. Look at that avatar. That's a good looking avatar right there. Hell, that's a fine ass man. Wow. Okay, wait. That sounds really weird. But it's me. So, this is your guy, OA4. So let's kind of break down all of the gear that I would wear as a MagFed paintballer. Now, of course, if you're just starting out, you don't have to just get this gear to play. You can play in pretty much anything. I have kind of redefined the way I play, and I want my gear to kind of go along with it. So before we even jump into this, there's certain parts of my gear that you can't really see. And I'm going to show you nothing. But if you're playing, for me, I like to play in mid-length tights that have a pocket for a cup. Now, you can use any type of cup. I use a soft cup. But let me explain why you want to. You know what? Better yet, let me show you why. Take a look at this video. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm getting it in. There we go. All right. So this was my chance of playing paintball in Southern Maryland Paintball Park. It was a fun day. I didn't even realize that this happened. My reactions were so fast. Look at this. Yeah. He's shooting full auto too. Imagine how I would feel if I wasn't wearing my cup. So, ladies, you may not have to worry about that. Or, you know what? I'm not even getting into that right now. If you want to be safe, wear a cup. Secondly, no matter what type of shoes you're wearing, I recommend long socks. You know those little anklet socks that slide down into your shoe? They're super annoying, and I will shoot you in the back of your head if I bunker you and you have those little short socks on. But that's just me. I'm not even going to go in there. All right, so let's break the gear down. First, you'll see that I'm wearing a compression shirt, and that's from Under Armour. Me, I like the compression shirt. One, it shows off my muscles. Two, it absorbs all of the sweat, and it helps dissipate it really fast. Now, the tactical pants are really Army-issued tactical pants that I got from an Army surplus store. So I went in, I got them, I paid a little bit more for them. I think they were about $40. And I went on Amazon, got the inserts for the knee pads, but having the knee pads in your pants are so much better. I don't have to worry about them falling down every time I'm running, and you slide in. Now there's some paintball pants that already have knee pads in them too, so you can order those. I just didn't want to wear the paintball pants. I like the camo style, the tactical style. We'll get into my boots right now. So listen, I have two types of footwear that I like to wear, okay? First, they're all Salomons. I love Salomons. So you'll see that I have a pair of Salomon 4D tactical boots. These boots together weigh 5 pounds. I think it's together. They weigh 5 pounds. But you cannot ask for better ankle support. They're waterproof up until, the water goes over the top of it. Don't ask. If you step in a puddle that doesn't go over the top, you're fine. If you go into the puddle, it then starts to leak in. I probably have to buy another pair of boots. Don't tell me. But with these boots, I've jumped out of stuff. I jumped into stuff. My ankle has never been rolled, bent, broken, or anything like that. And I have been in some terrible terrain situations. But for those light games that are on flat terrain and you got to move fast, and this is when you switch out your gear and you become like a light gunner. I like my tactical cross-country shoes. They have a great grip, but they're trail runners. Look at them. Look at them. Just look at them. They have the grip at the bottom. They're lightweight. They look good. It's what else could you ask for? They're not cleats, so you don't have to worry about walking off the field and having to deal with all of that. They're extremely durable, not waterproof. They are also water resistant. So, if you have wet, stinky feet and it rains, your feet are going to be wet and stinkier. But, we'll get into that later. No, we won't. Actually, I don't really care about your wet, stinky feet. If you have that, get the, fungal cream so it doesn't smell as bad and, spray some stuff in your shoes. Yeah, that's what my advice is. Spray some stuff in your shoes. So let's jump back in. All right. So on the belt, if you notice, there's a tactical belt. Or, you got to have a belt to hold up your pants. This tactical belt is Velcro all the way around. I've never had this belt come loose or anything like that. It is a full tactical belt that you can double for rappelling. So it has the little hook that you can put in there and connect your stuff onto. It's awesome. I love it. It works great, fits great, extremely durable. I'm pretty sure it's a combat belt in some type of way. But hey, who knows? All right, so let's gear up. So right now, you see that I have just the compression shirt. And with the compression shirt, you get shot by a paintball, it's going to show everything. So what you can do is armor up. Take this, for example. If you want to switch out the compression shirt, I usually wear this bounce shirt. Boom. This bounce shirt is used when I'm actually running without my tactical vest. I'm just running out in the field. Going extremely light, putting the tank on my gun, and we'll talk a little bit more about how my gun is set up. But putting my tank on my gun, getting out there, running, and I don't want to come back with all the super duper bruises. Like, for example, that one or that one. I'm cool with those. But even with those, you have different alternatives that you can use. Kind of like bounce sleeves. Let's take a look. Boom. You see these bounce sleeves? They're easy, they're lightweight, they come in so many different types. So if you're a paintballer and you're checking it out, or if you become a paintballer and you're like, hey, I want to armor up a little bit, it helps. So I wasn't wearing, any of those sleeves when, I got all of this. But for those of you that are out there and you're shooting, the pads that are on it protects like your forearms. That's a lot of places that you'll end up getting shot, especially if you're shooting straight ahead. Bicep, you'll probably get hit there. Your shoulder, you'll probably get hit a little bit there. So, the bounce shirt plus the sleeves works great. Now, depending on what position you're going to be playing, whether it's MagFed or normal paintball, you still play in a certain position. Either you're a front player, a mid player, or a back player. And if you're a front player, you're probably going to be in the middle of the mix, and you may want some of that gear. You also may want some elbow pads, and there's paintball elbow pads. I don't have any because I don't like to crawl on the ground, but that's just me. Let's dive into a little bit more gear. So let's take off the bounce shirt and let's just go with my normal gear. If you notice, let's see if we're going to put this on. Boom. So this is my team jersey. So when I'm normally playing paintball, I'll rep my team jersey. Of course, I'm a Vulture over here in Richmond, Virginia. Shout out to the Vultures. Now, for me, I'm bald. So, you know what bald means. When you're running, you're sweating, and there's nothing to catch your sweat. Me, I like a do-rag. It's light, it's easy, it allows the water to, drain out the back and dissipate out the back of the do-rag. It just makes it 10 times easier for me. Now, for me, I also like to gear up. So I wear a tactical vest. It's a plate carrier vest, nothing fancy. Amazon special, $30, $40, maybe $50 with inflation right now. But on the back of it, I'm able to mount my tank and run a remote line so that I don't have to hold the tank on my gun, reducing the weight, just putting it on my back so I can use my legs to carry it. Put it on your back, use your legs to carry it. Just go with that. But with my tactical vest, I also can rig up, as you can see, there's a few mag pouches. But you can rig it up with any type of way because of the MOLLE webbing. So if you're just getting into MagFed Paintball, I do recommend getting a tactical vest and one that has the MOLLE webbing. Now, I recommend a plate carrier so that you can kind of customize it. There's a lot of different type of plate carriers. This is one of the compact plate carriers. It doesn't have all of the gear that goes on the side, but I do have one of those. But this allows me to run faster. I'm a mid player or a light gunner. So a mid gunner or light gunner. So normally I need to be quick enough to not be slow. just go with that one too. All right. So now that we've loaded up, we have the tactical vest, we have the gear that's under, and your family jewels are protected. Your feet are not sweaty because you have good socks that are able to get the sweat off of them. You have good footwear. Now let's talk about your face covering. So with your face covering, you'll start to know as you start to play paintball, you'll kind of start getting addicted to getting masked. And you can call them masks, you can call them goggles. But these are a few of my favorite goggles. There's the V-Force. It has great peripheral view, and it looks amazing with the mirrored lens on it. I also have a Virtue goggle. I have a couple of those. I have a couple JT goggles as well. But I like the profile, and the profile one is where it's cut at the top. If you can see my mask, it's cut at the top so that I can put my helmet on top of my head. So let's kind of go over to the helmet. The helmet, this is just, once again, an Amazon special. This is normally you'll find it under the airsoft helmets. With this helmet, I can drop it on top. I can mount my GoPro to it. For me, I'm 6'1". So if I'm playing in a place that has doorways, I can protect myself by running through, not busting my head, which at my home park, there's this tower, and I have knocked my head against it with the helmet on more times than I care to count. I actually broke one of the helmets running into one of the bunkers, whacked it. My head was good. I was good. The helmet was not. Camera was perfectly fine. Yeah, that's all that matters. Is the camera good? So now that's the fast helmet. So you can attach a lot of different things to the fast helmet, and you can go whichever way you want to. It's customizable. It has like the little running rails on the side. Now I'm completely loaded up, but there's one thing I also want to mention: my tactical combat belt. This is a legit tactical combat belt, and I probably should, pair it to my actual belt a lot better. But take a look at it. It's strong, it's durable, it's adjustable, but it also allows me to connect pouches to my waist. And if you notice that is a drop hip leg holster for my paintball pods. Yeah, try saying that 3 times fast. But it allows me to carry an additional 3 pods because I'm, like I said, a mid player, and I tend to have a little bit more ammo than a light gunner. And because of that, I can now carry my mag box and reload in the middle of a game, so I can, those guys that come out with 1,000 rounds, I may not have 1,000. I may be able to, run maybe, about 400, about 450 rounds. So I can at least help do suppressive fire. Now that we have a full loadout, this is my normal gear setup. Now let's just add the gun in. Boom. That's the EMF 100. And of course, you can see I've attached too much stuff to it. And I'm going to go back into that, and you're going to see all the stuff that's attached to my EMF 100. But with the EMF 100, you have the connection so that you can put it onto your sling. I have my sling snaked through my tactical vest so that it kind of holds it up a little bit higher for me. So, it's not all down my legs and kicking my knees. But it also helps when you're in a game. My EMF 100, when fully loaded with all the cameras, all the paintballs on it, it will weigh about 9 pounds. And that's without the tank attached to it because I'm using a remote line. So it gets a little heavy, but with having the remote line and the sling, it makes it a little bit easier to carry. Not a little bit, a lot easier to carry. All right, let's jump into some of the different styles of outfits. And let's say I just want to be, that assassin mercenary. Let's go with my stealth uniform. If you notice, drop down all the gear, make it just plain and simple: tactical vest, gun, helmet, goggles. And these are my Virtue goggles. I like them. Once again, they're mirrored. They have the profile set up so my helmet sits on them nicely. And I don't know, I just look badass. I like the way it looks. All right, let's switch over to the next one. This is more like security guard. I don't really know what to call this. This is more like mercenary. I already said mercenary. So the other one would be mercenary assassin or black ops. Let's call that one black ops. And let's call this one mercenary. So you see, I can put on my badges on the Velcro. This shirt that I'm wearing, the combat shirt, it's had a life. I probably need to order another one. But it allows you to look a little spiffy. I changed out the tactical pants. These are not as good. You're going to have to wear knee pads with them because your knee pads don't fit into it. All right, let's switch out and let's talk about a light gunner. So if I decide to go with a light gunner, I'm going to throw on my Salomon trail runners. And I'm also going to wear the light gear vest. So I'm having the light gear. And if you notice, I added the Tip-X. It's a conversion body kit that's on it. It's super light and it has the mag box that's connected to it. So I can have a little bit more ammo. But here's the kicker with this one. I also have Zeta mags and I can switch out the magazines for first strike rounds. So I can put down cover fire or I can switch to it and put in the first strike rounds, get a little bit more of a range, more accuracy. With the Tip-X, this is for close quarter combat or, just specialty operations. So if I'm running something like support for a sniper or I'm running in a small close quarter location, I'm going to have this gear set up. So let's kind of talk about the specialty roles that I also run on big games. So if I'm running this lighter gear set, I can run as a demolitions expert. That means I'll carry 2 to 3 grenades, and I use the concussion grenades from Thunderbee, which are airsoft reusable grenades. They work wonders, and it saves you a lot of money. Secondly, I can use the rocket launcher. If you notice, I also have a customized rocket launcher. It doesn't have an extreme range, but it's able to take out tanks in scenario and big games. You can also shoot it at buildings in order to destroy the building, to, remove the enemy, especially in big scenario games. So this comes in real handy. I also may run as a comms operator, so recon, comms, and things like that. So let's switch out this outfit. Boom! Here's the next one. If you notice, I have a full tactical vest. I switched out my gun. It's the Tippmann TMC, so it's completely mag-fed. And I've also loaded up a few magazines on it. But I have comms that I'm running. I also carry the grenades because if you're a comms guy, you're probably not going to be paying attention to the battle all the time, and you may get lit up. So it's a good idea to have the additional protection with your vest. Also, you can notice that I also have the additional bags on me. Check this out. You can pull out the bag, and depending on what type of game you're playing, especially if it's a big game, if you're running comms and recon for your team, you can now launch your drone. And I'm a drone operator. I can have the drone out of my bag and up in the air in less than 40 seconds. And, it helps to be able to call out where positions are so you can find, at this point in time, some of those snipers that are out there. It depends on whether it's wooded or not. So when it gets in the open section, you might be able to find where the general is and relay that back. But that's my gear setup so far, just for my uniforms and the basics. And next time, we're going to talk about some of those guns I have. Ooh, so excited! I'm your man, OA4. I'm out.